Hi, everyone.
Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday.
We are back, and the Knicks are champions.
Woo, you called it. You heard it here first, folks.
Heard it here first. Never wavered from the start. It was their year 53 years later.
I mean, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane. I mean, a lot to discuss today, especially being out from Miss last week. How's Ben?
I know. Sorry, everybody. Ben was great. Always love being up there. Going to go back up for the fourth. Interestingly enough, even in the winter, it still feels warm. Even if it's sunny, it's high desert is the climate. So it's if a 32 degree, 35 degree sunny day there feels like 60. It's just so nice. But for whatever reason, it was so windy. And like for the first time, it was like kind of cold feeling, had a couple days of rain again, which was nice, but it just wasn't like normal because everything to do is basically outside. So if it was windy and unpleasant, it was a little bit of a different speed, but it's okay. Go back and try it again.
It's my least favorite weather type, so hopefully
it messes everything up. Like it literally
my head hurts. I'm red.
Exactly.
Like, it's
uncomfortable to walk outside or sit outside. Yeah, and then if it's not sunny, it drops the temperature by like 15 degrees.
Well, I saw one of your pictures that looked really pretty. You had the snow on the mountain in the background, right? And there was like some water.
Yes, that's Elk Lake. Yeah, no, there were definitely some like normal.
You gave me a weird face. Days. I was like, you posted that.
Yeah,
right?
no. I did. Yes, Elk Lake. That's one of my favorite little spots. Okay. It's so nice. It's just a little lake up on the backside of the mountain, and since the snow was so light this year. Oregon, first of all, has already declared like state of emergency for wildfires this season. Not a good sign. Wow. But the snow melt just isn't that much. So all the levels of the rivers and stuff and the lakes are just so low. Just like anywhere else if it doesn't rain. But it was just, I've never seen it that low. But hopefully not many fires.
I was going to say California. I just saw one that was close to my house in Camp Pendleton. So fingers crossed it doesn't.
I know they're already starting in Washington and Oregon. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we will see. But yes,
the keeps the waters filled. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, I had to laugh at that. Jimmy Kimmel comment to Spencer Pratt saying, you said if you lost, you were done with LA and you were going to lose or you were going to leave and there was nothing left here if you didn't win. He's like, so we'll happily pay for your U-Haul. And then Spencer Pratt like clapped back and was like, you must have missed my message. I don't have anything to back up. I don't need a U-Haul.
And he spans his just burnt to toast freaking house and there's nothing left. Yeah, so that guy's a loser. I freaking hate Kimmel.
That was so wild. Anyways, but yeah, hopefully no more fires. But the New York Knicks got the Champions Parade tomorrow. They're back. Just talking to my dad has his friend Big Rob that is from the Bronx. Big Rob, bounced around, but lives in the city. And we were talking to him, and he was just like, I have never seen the city like this. He's like, everyone's being friendly, crime's at the lowest rate it's been like in history. Of everyone smiling and talking to each other, and just that it was the best atmosphere, which you've heard, which you hear, and everyone was like, repeatedly said it, and we touched on it before, but it really is, I think, great for the city. I just, love to see it.
No, I will say I think they won due to just the energy from the fans and the environment. Even obviously they won here in Texas, but it was, I don't know, I feel like their fans won up to the Texans over here. Do you have anything to say
about that? And they
just
travel no, I agree. And I think they just travel so well. I was just, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if I was a Knicks player, of course you're going to want to win in New York, but they weren't going to come here and, lose the game just to have the opportunity to go back to New York. But they're OG fans, they travel well. I mean, Timmy and Ben Stiller, which it cracks me up that he's working on his documentary, holding his phone basically the entire time. Yeah.
Next to Taylor Swift.
Tracy Morgan. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We've got to break all of that down because I just cannot with that. But we're going to add to our stats. We've got a couple more of these today, but most watched NBA finals since 1998, which is back in like the Jordan days. Pretty good.
Everything is the most watched these
Everything
days.
is the most watched, but I've got to say, I think there was just so much hype around it. And obviously Wemby and the kind of notion around the Spurs, and overall they're well liked. I mean, both teams are well liked. Whether you're a fan or you're not a fan, they're not teams that it's like, ugh, like the Lakers or something where it's like so polarizing, or Cleveland. Exactly.
No, that is true.
I just can't believe this. I mean, the Spurs were favorites. They were winning 72% of the series, and they still lost. I mean, part of me really felt bad for them.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I didn't really have any skin in the game for either team, but they both played hard. I think at the end of the day, the Knicks looked a little better. But
they did. They're just more polished, more established, older. The Spurs will have their time.
Yeah, they're all younger.
I mean, it's like having
second year or whatever.
Exactly, so. And I mean, but weird, wild start to begin with for the road team losing, or road team winning the first 4 games had never happened before. I mean, just so many things that were just kind of interesting about the series, and then Spurs again, they were winning so much of the time, and for them to just lose, I mean, it had to hurt a little worse than just a loss, and getting crushed. I mean, the games were so close. I mean, 2 of the games were by 1 point, it always coming down to the end. But Spurs are my Texas team, like we said, and I know.
That's right.
The other day, my brother was making fun of me. I like imagine like Lauren's 2 favorite teams are in the finals again. Like whatever that is, it's like her 2 favorite teams, which is not the case. But these really actually are. I've always stuck to my Knicks. Yeah, exactly. Me and Taylor, but Texas Spurs are obviously my Texas team, and then New York is just my real team. But you just got it. I just hated to see him. And Wemby, after the game in his interview, he's like, appreciate y'all. See y'all never. He was so upset.
I saw these memes about him and like how he was a poor sport and stuff. I was like, oh, I don't know. But obviously he's very passionate about it.
Very passionate about it. And does seem like a good guy. He's like so upset he has to wait another 100 games to be back. He's like, but that's what I'm going to have to do. But I can't get over those fouls. I mean, they started obviously calling on both ends tighter for the last 2 games, but that one call that Wemby didn't get a flagrant when he like shoved his head down, like that was a little bit aggressive. There were a couple of things that were a little rough on his end.
I was going to say refs can definitely change the trajectory of an entire game, being good or bad, but yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Yeah, there is just a lot going on. But Brunson, Bridges, and Hart, they won the Villanova or national championship at Villanova. Yes, in 2016. Now, 10 years later, 2026, the NBA national champions. I mean, that's so amazing and so cool.
Talk about finally. Geez, 10 years it took? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But for all them to end up on the same team. Exactly. And all the moving pieces and, having, again, grown up in different paths and end up at Villanova. And then, I mean, it's really, really special. And still funny to think of, obviously, the Pope and Villanova and all that whole, thing. And then San Antonio with their Spurs, and then comes down to this. But Full circle. I just really liked a lot of players on the court on both teams. And I think that that's what it made it more enjoyable to watch too. And I know we're not really NBA fans until the finals, like we said. And so much of it is like, flopping and like politics and refs and just like too much. But I just felt like this was kind of, for the most part, clean competition, and you respected a lot of the players on both sides. And again, it could be because I genuinely like both teams. But Brunson is just unbelievable. His 45-point legendary performance, only second player to do it other than Michael Jordan, who did it in 1998 when he was playing for Utah. Like, he's literally the one that kept it together for the Knicks and pulled him back when they needed to.
100%. I thought that was cute, the Kimmel video you sent me.
Mm-hmm. Oh. He just seems like the nicest guy. And then the ad that Nike put out, I thought was so good, with Billy Joel New York State of Mind playing in the background, and he's running up to Times Square like as a younger boy, and then and then he sees his name everywhere and Knicks and Billboard and. It was like never slept, just so perfect, so Nike, so on point. I thought it was so well done.
Nike's making a comeback. Come on, baby.
It was a good mark. And then did you see James Dolan's speech before the playoff? It didn't come off before the playoff started, but they didn't release the video until after the Knicks won, or maybe they had and I just hadn't seen it. Did you see it at all?
I didn't. What was
so he's just like the most genuine, nicest, calmest man to begin with. He just seems like a lovely New Yorker.
Yeah,
and
lovely New Yorker. That's
I know oxymoron.
Funny sentence. Yeah.
But it was just basically how he believed in them. He's like, you're going to remember this the rest of your lives. It's going to take some sacrifice, but I believe we're the best team in the NBA. I think we can beat every other team. And then at the end, he's like, if we get our ring, we're going to make sure that your wives, girlfriends, significant others, partners get one too, because they're going to be instrumental in this championship. I thought that was so nice. And so he's like, so you let them know if they help you get there, and they're going to have to, deal with your, routines and everything else, support. And then he's like, I think most of you have one. He's like, but if you don't, find one in the next few weeks that's going to be with you till the end, and they're going to get a ring. It was just so sweet and so kind of heartfelt, like nothing like over the top yelling and screaming, trying to pump them up. It was just kind of even toned, and I thought it was a great message. And now they get their rings.
Hell yeah. Turned out well.
But these fans, I've got to say, for a Knicks fan and supporter in the city being so nice. What is wrong with these fans? There were like 63 people arrested, like 4 stabbings, a shooting, taking buses apart, lighting things on fire. Like, how does that equate to
surprised?
Celebrating? I mean, yes, a little bit, because you'd think that everybody's so happy. Like, that's when I'm just like, okay, these people are just going to cause trouble, and they're not like the real fans, because the real fans are not doing that. These are like hoodlum, young, just kids that think it's the fun thing to do or an excuse to do it.
It's an excuse, I think, what it is. And obviously, New York, it does have some ghetto parts, as we're aware. But there's always some people that ruin it for everybody.
Yeah, and I just hate
society.
I know, but I just hate it. And of course, Dave Portnoy was absolutely ripping. He was ripping on, first of all, the celebrities and how much he hates New York. I mean, he's a total Boston guy, but I'm like, oh my God, you're going to hate on Spike and everybody else? Like, it was the first time I didn't like what he said. But his point was, are the Knicks the most likable team with the most unlikable fans? I'm like, okay, well, if you saw what was going on after, again, take the courtside people aside. I mean, yeah, but also it happens everywhere. Although I had commented when San Antonio was partying in San Antonio, they were just happy, Mexican, La Familia, just like there was it was peaceful. Like they were celebrating, but it was peaceful. So I do agree that New York kind of took a turn, but I think Boston would have the same response, like teams that are that passionate and that, I don't know. But
there's always somebody there's always some crowd, I guess, that takes it to another level, which is not fun. But
I guess so. And why was Prince Harry there? I was so confused.
You sent me that video of him walking in, and then all the comments were like, so, like,
what team are you on?
Yeah,
exactly. Like, are you a Knicks fan? Like, you show up to Lakers games too? Like, I have no idea, but he did show up alone, so that was nice. Yes. And then I did see that it was something else that was in San Antonio that he was working with. So I think it was like it could have been at one of the Air Force bases or something with people that had been injured. So he was there for doing charity thing. You're right. There's probably something behind it, and maybe it just overlapped and he was like, I'll go to the game, which nothing wrong with it, but it's just, I guess. But I thought it was just so funny to like, again, you kept seeing the same people, and like Kylie and Timmy and Spike and whoever, Fat Joe, but like you never. And by the way, Michael Dell was sitting courtside, and I was like, okay, you rarely see him sitting courtside, and he obviously has New York ties, and I was like, well, maybe he's a Knicks fan. And then I looked it up; he owns 10% of the Spurs. I didn't know that.
I mean, are we shocked?
I mean, no, I'm not, but I also think it's kind of cool that he keeps it kind of so down low and he doesn't like insert himself as like the face of sports or whatever. I mean, he's just such a cool, low key guy, you know, in general. But anyways, I thought that was interesting. And then there was just so much based around the fans, which again, I think helped with the energy all around. But then Trump, of course, got roasted that it was the only game the Knicks lost when he showed up. And then there are all those pictures of him like nodding off and like sleeping, which I doubt he was sleeping. He doesn't even sleep in real life, I don't think. But
doesn't
kind of cool that he went. Why not? Like, he does obviously have very New York roots. The last president to attend final was Obama, who's obviously a big basketball fan.
Yeah.
But I thought that the disruption was going to cause more of an uproar, just security and getting in and traffic. But it seemed like after the fact, you didn't really hear much about that. It was more just about they lost while he was there.
I mean, I love to see it. I love to support his obviously team. He has deep New York roots. I feel like, you know, he's built multiple towers there and has done business there his entire career. I saw Kai, too, his granddaughter. I'm obsessed with her. I think she's just
so cute and so great.
So grown up, post-grad, like high school graduation. She got her hair a little blonder. I mean, she's going to turn into such a classy golfer.
I totally agree. And I think that it's so cool. She's just like his little ride or die. Like, she goes everywhere with him. And I get that it's age and everything else. And obviously Ivanka has her kids and just different things going on. But she's like right in that sweet spot to go along with him. And I think it's so cute.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing this summer, Kai? And she's just like, you know, following the president.
Following good for her. And just the fact that she calls him Grandpa and like, you'd think that he of all people would want a different name than Grandpa. And
like
I think it's just so
I don't
cute.
know, like something cooler, but no.
Yeah, I don't know, just something, but it's great. And then Taylor Swift, Game 4.
You know I love her, but like, girl, you are not a sports gal. Like, get the frick off the courtside seats.
And the two girls, the sisters that she was with, are like actually big Knicks fans, so it like gave a little bit more credit. But I'm like, after you've already been in Cleveland with with Travis Kelce, and again, at least she came without him. I think that was probably a better move. But they're just like jumping up and down and like the cheering, and I get being excited, but something about it to me was just like, everything is always just so dramatic and so like overdone, almost like a little bit, again, childlike, which I say to her.
Yeah, I saw a clip of them, and she was like totally cheering and like totally like acting goofy and everything, and they were down. And it was like...
Right. I know, but then on the flip side to that, people are like, oh, well, Taylor was behind him the whole time and knew that they were going to rally back and win, and she never let him down. So, I mean, there's a little bit of all of it. But yeah, they were into it, to say the least. But then I just don't know if it's like... It was...
that they gave the shirt to eventually? Do you know?
What's her last name? Like Hargitay? Is that who it was?
Yeah,
Hargitay. Hargitay, yeah. And she's a big Knicks fan, like always has been, close with Jalen Brunson. Like, she had this show going on in the city, and she literally was like, I finished my show and like ran because I knew that I needed to make the game. And she like wore these, you know, Kobe shoes that Brunson had given her. Just kind of cool. But yeah, those are the real ones. So I don't know. I mean, again, you can't hate Taylor Swift for being who she is and what she's done, but I just wonder what they all think. Right. It's just not like yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. And then paying $3 million or whatever to rent out Madison Square Garden for their wedding. Like, that's going to be the least intimate thing I can imagine, unless they completely transform it, which obviously on top of just getting the space is going to take millions of dollars to do.
Wait, so is that where they're... Because I kept seeing these rumors that somebody was like, oh, Taylor Swift like paid me to take my venue for that weekend, that specific weekend. It was like some East Coast like beach town. I don't even know. But then I started seeing all these things about Madison Square Garden. They're saying, oh, they're not even going to give her a discount.
Saying like actual rate.
Yeah. I was like, are they actually like walking down the aisle in Madison Square
Garden? I don't
get it.
I'm curious too, and I guess all the invitees they called, and there's like, you know, massive NDAs in place. But then I also saw that they were maybe going to let fans attend and pay. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard too. Why would you like let fans pay to attend your wedding? But that could have just been.
Yeah, all the news I'm seeing right now is, oh, so and so didn't get an invite, so and so didn't get an invite. So if they're literally going to have people pay to attend their wedding, I don't understand that. But
I'll be curious, and I'm sure people just speculate and things get out there. But it does sound like that's actually the location. And I read yesterday that they're having a stage built from some set production place in Pennsylvania. And of course, she would be the best person to know the ins and outs of that, of how to prop herself up, how she wants to be propped up in the middle of Madison Square Garden. But I really cannot wait to see. And I think it's allegedly in July.
I was going to say, do we have a date? Do we have?
I don't know, but I
cannot
wait to see. I know. I will be very, very curious. But think about it. Between both of them, I think it would. Last I saw was like thousands of guests, which you would need a place like that to hold that.
I just I try to picture, obviously, she's like a whimsical type, girl.
Like fairy tale,
yeah. Trying to imagine how they would transform Madison Square Garden into that type of, unless she's going to make a stage, she's going to perform, and it's going to be some bullshit perform. I don't know, I could see. That's what I'm saying. If fans are going to pay to see the wedding,
or sometimes, it would still be massive, no matter how you cut it up. Some arenas get split for certain shows or events or whatever, and then it's almost like you don't even know the other half is there because it's they put a divider in. I don't know, but if they're having thousands of guests, I don't know where else you would go to hold for a ceremony like that. I don't know. I will be really very, very curious.
Edge of my seat, Lauren. Edge of my seat over here. So let's see how it transpires.
Yeah. And then did you see, a little bit off topic, but the wedding at, I'm probably going to butcher the name, but Mont St. Michael Abbey in Normandy. It was this first wedding there in 1,000 years or more. And the guy is named Mario Ho, and he's 31 now. But at 30, he became the youngest owner in the NBA. He's part owner of the Celtics. And then the wife is Ming Shi. I've never had heard of her. She's beautiful. But it looked like AI. When I started seeing the pictures pop up in Vogue and everywhere, I was like, this is not real.
When you sent it to me, because I had no idea who any of these people were or what it was, but looked it up. It did look very fake, looked very AI. They were just that picture perfect. Again, those Asians, perfect skin. They look youthful. The wedding I heard was, the first time they've ever had a wedding there. So they had to wait a year to get all the permits and apply and do all this, fabulous stuff. It was a $30 million plus wedding. It looked absolutely insane. I want that aesthetic, but I don't want to pay $30 million.
Well, when I saw the castle on the again, it literally looked like AI. The photos were incredible, and I think her dress was Dior. Everything was so beautiful. But $30 million for a wedding, I don't care how much money you have. Why would you spend $30 million on a wedding? And he also a very wealthy, billionaire family. They're Chinese. They're obviously Chinese, but they're casino tycoons in China. And then he came to MIT, and I guess Celtics are the team that he was the only team he had interest in. And, the other ownership group really liked him. Didn't even watch much basketball. But saying all that to say, I don't care how many billions and billions of dollars you have. $30 million on a wedding, I guess you have some good photos. Asians. But yeah, exactly. I sure have.
That one got me crying. So the water like comes out, you know, in the movie when she has her wedding. But
it's so funny. It's a real thing. But good for them. It was beautiful. Just so interesting. I had never heard of either one of them. And I guess she's a top model in China.
Top model. She looks fabulous. She looked killer in her dress. That dress is just absolutely stunning. So yeah.
It really did.
I'm gonna make
there you go. How you can start some of your Pinterest or like inspo boards, vision boards. There we go. That's the word.
I was gonna say, Maria, my wedding planner. I'm gonna start sending her all their wedding aesthetic and see if she can make it,
make it come to
100
life.
times cheaper.
Speak to you in Ireland. Yeah. And speaking of owners, this is like so random, but obviously Elon Musk, like first trillionaire ever.
Oh my God, fucking legend.
legend. But one of the things that came out was like he could own every single major sports league team with his net worth and like still have whatever left over. Like every single team in every single league. Like it's unbelievable.
You could hate the guy, love the guy, but you gotta respect that. Like that is an anomaly in this world, like just absolutely insane to think about.
It's insane. Yeah, it's wild and good for him. And just, again, he's not as eccentric as he is. He's really not. He's over the top with his thoughts and his way of thinking and all that, which has obviously gotten him to where he is. He's just brilliant. Now, yeah. But you don't hear, he's not doing outlandish things, which I, respect.
Yeah, well, he's got to be a little bit on the spectrum, right, to be that incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
Did you see one of his trans daughter? I'm blanking on his or her name, but she was talking. It was my first time listening to her actually speak, and she was talking to reporters, had just landed in Ibiza or something, that a brand or somebody had flown her out there, and she was like, well, I couldn't mess up on this opportunity. And then they mentioned her, I think it was right when her father had, or right when Elon, right when he became a trillionaire. And she had like, some reporter asked about him, and she like caused a scene and like walked away so abruptly. And it was just like, I don't know, like I would have a little bit more respect if my father did something that incredible.
Right?
I'd be like, yeah, that's hater. I kind of hate him right now, but it's kind of, you got to respect it. Jesus.
You have to. Exactly. Yeah. Like how can you not?
Yeah.
Pretty remarkable. My brother was actually there in New York for the IPO.
Oh.
Yeah, he said it was just super, like, just amazing and incredible and just energy. Yeah, exactly. And then all the, billboards and screens and they're not billboards, but screens and, Times Square were the rockets and just, it was super cool. Their banking team wears these Nike Air Force Ones that say they're green with like SpaceX on it. And these 4-leaf clover, I guess, means something. I'm guessing like, yeah, kind of lucky.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said it was just unbelievable.
I remember I was talking to him when we went for your birthday dinner, and he was telling me all about the little town in Texas that's all SpaceX and it's a little community, and I was like, would you ever move there? And he was like, no.
Yeah, he's like, no. Go there for work, and that's about it.
It sounded a bit incestuous, so I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what else do we have going on? Okay, this whole Texas Tech and Brendan Sorsby gambling fiasco, what are they thinking?
I don't know.
I mean, gambling in college is illegal, and then Tech says that they're going to just keep playing him, and the judge ruled against them, saying that he could continue playing. Then everyone was up in arms, and the Big 12 said they wanted to discipline Tech for wanting to play him, like filed a federal lawsuit against Tech and Ken Paxton. Just so insane. And then now he says he wants to enter the NFL supplemental draft. Like, what in the world is even that? Like, it's not.
I don't know what any of that means. Yeah, like these rules, injunctions, and everything, like they're all over the place. It's not like universal at all.
At all. And if this was on the flip side, I mean, Texas Tech's already getting roasted for like all kinds of things. And that donor that just tries to throw out, money and was trying to buy out Texas's first game and Tech's first game so they could play each other because of something Sark said. And then Sark, it's crazy. And then Sark joked about this, and he was like, the way these injunctions are going, Pat Mahomes may be playing quarterback for Tech up again before Joey's done.
I did so see that. I was like, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked with just all the rules and all the players. And I mean, it's a different point, but I was on Instagram, and obviously, Mendoza graduated from UCLA or from Berkeley, not UCLA, but Berkeley. And I was like, wait, I thought it was at Indiana. Didn't he just win for Indiana? I'm so confused. And then it was his MBA and not his bachelor's. And I was just, all these rules, I don't get it. I can't follow it. It's
It's
crazy.
so confusing. I just don't know like what the judge was thinking, first of all. Like the rules are pretty clear, about gambling and college. And it's always been such a big thing. And it's part of one of the things that's always like on their docket to try to like, figure out like what is okay and what's not. But I mean, if UT was doing this and Tech was on the other side, that donor would be all over it, trying to like tear him apart and rip him down, and then just to quietly make it like, okay, well, his exit's going to be go to this NFL supplemental draft and see what happens. Like that'll be interesting in itself. Like I've never even heard of somebody getting through that process well. But I guess if it's only his option and it kind of quiets everything down, but it's just going to raise a lot more eyes and ears and rules, but always something. Poor Serena, it makes her come back at Queen's Club, and then her partner had to withdraw from a injury that she got in singles. It was like a knee injury. I mean, way to go. Like your poor debut.
I know. I was like, oh my God, of course this is happening. I saw that. I was just like, talk about losing the momentum here.
I know. I really did feel bad for her. But then she and Venus just got a wild card to play doubles together at Wimbledon, which is awesome. Like, that's even better to me. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably more exciting. It's going to bring a lot more viewership.
Right. First of all, it's Wimbledon. Second of all, it's the first time they've played together in over 10 years.
Crazy.
Serena hasn't been there in 4 or 5 years. So I think that's going to be.
How do you think their chemistry will be? Like, do you think they're like competitive with each other? I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know. I don't know how having a sister is in the first place, but I feel like there would be a lot of emotions.
Yeah, I think it would be hard to play with a sister. But I think they've, done it for so long and grown up together, and they know each other's games and they know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and probably will just try to, balance it and in some way have fun. I mean, they're at this point, they're not doing it for money, they're doing, I mean, yeah, exactly. So, but I hope they do well. That'll be kind of interesting to follow. And then this trend, you're a dog person, but all these players want to bring their. No, I'm just saying, like, what do you like? I'm curious what your take is on it, because it's obviously such a trend now. Sabalenka and her little puppy, then Zverev, who just won the French, brought his dog on the court after winning. Mira Andreeva, the girl that won the women's final, she brought her dog out. So prior to Wimbledon, the All England Club has already put out this strict policy that service and security pets are the only ones allowed at all to like keep things traditional, which I get. Like, why are we having puppies run over all the course? And like, why are you bringing I don't know. I'm not a dog person, so I don't know. But like, I don't know. Would you carry your dog on the court? But you probably might. You take your dog everywhere.
I would 100%. I hate to rain on your parade.
Rufus lives the life. Rufus gets to go everywhere.
She has a fabulous life. No, she's a service dog. But I do think there's a time and a place. I respect, whenever we go golfing at a nice country club, like, I won't bring her. I don't want her, shitting and peeing all over the course. That's like pristine. But I don't know. I also think of take F1, you got Charles Leclerc and little Leo and bringing their dog everywhere. I just like,
but I feel like that's a little different. Yeah, that's a little, I mean, it's so loud and it's not like quiet. Like tennis is such like a quiet and reserved, like the other day I saw a little video of Sabalenka training, and her dog was tied up to the net post and like barking and like jumping. Yeah, exactly. And like, to me, that would be distracting, not only for her practicing, but you'd think if somebody was on the court next door, like that would be a little bit distracting. Like F1, you're right. That dog is perfectly, flawlessly groomed and trained and like not doing anything. And if it barks, the worst that's going to happen is no one's going to hear it, because it's F1 and there's a million people. And I don't know. I just feel like for tennis and like you said to golf, I just feel like it doesn't like, I just think it's the funniest thing that now it's like a trend and they're all small dogs. Like, I'd like it if they came out with like their Rottweilers or something.
That ruins the aesthetic, Laura.
Show something a little more fierce than their little puppies. But I don't know.
They're little. Everybody loves like the little wiener dogs or the dachshunds.
Dachshunds. I think that. Yeah, and then Sabalenka. I think hers is. I think a King Charles Spaniel, which I do think are cute.
They're like little prince.
So cute.
Dogs,
yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think there is a time and a place if you're distracting others with your noisy dog. Maybe leave him or her at home. Even though I do love dogs, and Rufus comes everywhere with me, but she doesn't hit the nice courses with me. We don't claim service dog at that point in time.
Right. Well, and also, like, I guess the dogs were, like, going through the locker rooms and, like, going in, like, the training facilities, and that also adds another level of, like, kind of cleanliness. Not everyone likes dogs or if they shed or I don't know. I'm just, like, speculating, but I just feel like it is, like, a cleanup thing, too, or, like, having to deal with, I don't know, accidents or where do you take them outside? Then the grounds people have more work to do and it, can smell. I don't know.
Well, I also feel like tennis, there's a lot of Europeans, obviously, that play, and America has shockingly adapted to dogs a lot faster than the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, like, obviously, we're getting married in Ireland, and we're going through the process of having to get Rufus, microchipped, and she's got to get a rabies shot. Like, there's a whole process. She's got to get a little doggy U.S. passport, basically. But they just started allowing other dogs to come into Ireland.
Oh, interesting.
Like so I feel like the rest of the world's kind of slowly adapting to it as well, which may completely shift everything. But it's the dog.
They'll be global.
Even taking to
worldwide dog travel.
They're gonna have planes that solely
only for dogs. Yeah, exactly.
I was at Perry's the other day, and we had Rufus, obviously, and we were sitting out on like the back, or like there's that little patio area, and these people were from South Africa sitting next to us, and they're like, "You're allowed to bring the dog in here," and I'm like, "Yeah, I mean we're outside," and they're like, they were doing this with their hands like crazy, and I was like, no, sorry. So, do you mind?
But I also do feel like, it probably shocks people to see them. But if they're not bothered, or like Rufus just sits in your lap for the most part, or like stays in your bag and like doesn't come out, it drives me nuts in some ways how dog friendly and patio friendly, open to dogs, like it. When people don't corral their dog, especially the big dogs, like they'll be right next to you, like breathing on you, and they have like their water splattering everywhere. Like I cannot stand that. I think it's gross. I'm like, I'm trying to eat a meal, and like I'm looking at your exactly. I think there's a fine line. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But 100%. I don't know. Interesting. We'll see where they take that.
I know. I wonder if there'll be any like pushback, or if they just keep them in their room and call it a day. I don't know. And they are going to have one thing less to complain about. They're increasing their prize money at Wimbledon to a record $85.7 million. So
Sabalenka, come on now.
Hopefully their revenue share for this is a little higher. But good for them. Monaco, I know we missed that since we were off last week, but Kim Kardashian and Khloe, of course, made their mark, their appearance. Lewis Hamilton came in second.
Wow. That was...
He blew her a kiss. That was cute. Okay, I have to say, again, like, I like them. I really do. For whatever reason. What was Khloe? Yeah, but Khloe looked so much better than Kim. Whatever she's doing, she looks great. I thought her outfit was fine. It was Monaco. It's F1. I thought she looked good. I really did. Simple. Kim, what was she wearing?
It looked like toilet paper, like wrapped around her,
Awful.
I don't know.
It was not flattering. It wasn't fitting. And again, there are many times where I'm like, okay, is that my style? No, but she absolutely looks great in it. This was like, I can't even believe somebody would let her show up like that to F1 in Monaco or anywhere.
Debut as if we're going to talk about WAGs, I think the freaking F1 racers' girlfriends and wives are
elite. Like they're next level.
Yeah. Exactly. And so Kim's going to show up in that at her debut Monaco dating. that
white,
best,
like,
arguably
like cream, like satin thing that was just completely terrible. And then those jeans, like that jeans and that black top, and it looked like her hair was like hadn't been brushed in day. Like it was so off for her. I was actually stunned. Again, I don't like his fashion, and he's obviously so like. I actually needed to take back what I said 2 weeks ago about, he's not flashy. He's not. I'm like, oh my God, now I keep seeing all his like purple suits and his jewelry and everything popping. Yes. Yeah, and I'm like, he's like, yeah, exactly. No, he's so out there. But I'm surprised he would have even wanted her to wear that. Like none of it fit.
I don't know. It didn't match the aesthetic as everybody else. And also they were in the paddock and they were the only ones. Did you see them with their big red headphones on? And I'm like, dude, you're not even in the pit or anything. Like, you literally have
There's
them
no
on.
cars like right now. Yeah.
Around you has them on. Like, take them off. You look like a clown.
So funny. Yeah, a lot of it made me laugh. But it was cute. He, like, blew her a little kiss, got second. Then last weekend in Barcelona, I don't think she was there. But he won. Good for him. And the first driver ever to win for Ferrari, McLaren, and Mercedes, three of the greatest teams. That's pretty impressive. Also shows he's bounced around. It's not like he's like given his all like Verstappen with Red Bull not bouncing around. But
I don't know. I think he spent a lot of time at Mercedes, but whatever. I don't like him. I'll continue to establish that and hate him even more now that he's dating Kim Kardashian.
Brings him down. That was all. Yeah, exactly. And then World Cup, I have to say, have you been watching?
Yes. I'm going to preface with yes. And
Love
shockingly,
it.
because I never
Soccer
watched
fan
that.
over here.
That's
yeah.
cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I started watching just due to the fact that, every team, or obviously in the U.S., every team has like a training base camp throughout the states. Well, guess who's in Austin?
Who?
Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia team, they've been in Austin for the past month, and they've taken over the Four Seasons. So I see them every day. I have to walk through them. They're taking over the hotel. They've got security around the hotel at all times, literally.
Sure.
Even when they were just in Miami on Monday, they were still around. I was like, why are you guys here? Like, the team's not even inside. So every time they want to go to Q2, because they're practicing over at Q2, they have a giant police escort.
Like a motorcade type thing.
But it's bigger than any, obviously, F1, it's the hot thing to do. Everybody has their little motorcade. Theirs is like obnoxious. It's like 20 freaking police cars. They've got 12 of those freaking big ass buses. They're rolling around. They're crossing over medians. They're just like, it's just like a whole scene. So
I wonder if it's like for security, or is it every team doing that? Like in every city?
I don't see the Swedes over up in, like, I think Frisco, Texas doing that. But, I don't know. Like, I think maybe Saudi Arabia.
We do know the Netherlands brought over their orange bus. Maybe that's how they travel.
How funny was that? Yeah. No, and then the Scots over in Boston. I think the whole thing is actually hilarious. But I really, so I've been invested in this World Cup just due to the fact that I get to hang out with the Saudis every single second of my day, which my dad's like, stay away. But, but anyway, so yes, I have been watching.
It's so fun. I just feel like it's like the Olympics, but almost even more so. And I know it's just one sport, but I think that and again, I will be the first to say I haven't really been keeping up with it, as like actually watching it as much as I would like. And I'll get into it more later on. But I think it's so fun to see all the bars like transform, like set up certain areas. Like in Bend, it was like, there's all kind of breweries and like places downtown, and they set up these massive big screens and like these washing, Bend Brewing, and all along the river, and just so cool. And just to see people get excited about their country playing and people wearing their colors, and kind of to see energy around like any sport. But I just feel like something about soccer just like brings out something like so fun and so harmless. Again, there's nothing, bad going on. Everyone's just so excited. Speaking of the Scots, did you see that they've like drinking Boston out of beer? And like Boston is loving it, of all places, like obviously the Irish like to have a good time. Yeah. Everyone in Boston likes to drink their beer. Literally like running out, like all the beer taps are like sold out. The bar people are like, we've never seen it like this, but like we love that they're bringing this energy and fun and like just good, clean fun.
Well, I swear to God, I've seen 1,000 videos of all the Scots in Boston. I have no idea if there's anybody left in Scotland. Like, they're not a big country. I'm like, oh my God, are they all in Boston right now? It's absolutely insane. They're all in their kilts, you know, they got their bagpipes going.
I know, they were like, the Boston like police were like trying to learn bagpipes with like a bunch of like Scottish fans. It was so cute. It's just so fun to see. Speaking again of Scots, Rod Stewart, I guess, sparked so much outrage. And I mean, that guy has lived his life, let him live, but he canceled a show in California the day before, 40 minutes before the show was supposed to start, and then due to an illness, and then he was seen drinking at the game against Scotland.
Can you blame him? Come on.
I can't. That's what I'm saying. Let him live. Like, I guess if I was a diehard fan and I had bought my ticket and I was roaring and ready to go, then maybe I would have been upset too. But I was glad that he was there. I was glad he was there enjoying it. Let him go.
I think, he's, loves that culture, I'm sure, coming from, where is he from? Britain, or wherever.
Yeah, he loved it. And the U.S. doing well. They opened up with a massive game, obviously set viewing records and the best showing ever in a World Cup game as far as goals scored 4 goals, so that's good for them.
Was that last goal? Jesus, that was just kind of like a FU basically, I feel like. Totally,
just so fun. And then they'll play Australia on Friday, which I feel like will be a rowdy game for people to watch, those Australians, and then Turkey next week. But it's just I just like to see the countries and the fans. And
so, Adam, when we were just in California, we're going back to California on the 30th in a couple weeks for the 4th and everything as well. But I took him to the Ritz. It's right in Lake Laguna Niguel / I say Dana Point. But get this in mind. We get the Saudis over here in Four Seasons, and they get the U.S. soccer team. They're staying at the Ritz. So we're going to walk around the Ritz when we get there and try to hang out with the U.S. soccer team. So we'll
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, they seem to know. I saw Ronaldo clips of him at the Four Seasons in Palm Beach, and I was like, well, at least he got to stop there before he had to get to Houston. Like, at least they're checking off good places on their list, these soccer players with their hotels and stops. But
I saw another TikTok video of this girl, and she goes, how funny is it that all these people are just all these teams, these Europe teams are in different places, and not even Europe, even Africa. I learned that what was it was Cape Verde or something, they just played the other day. They're a small island off Africa, and they are supposed to be the team that's like the bottom. I don't know. Anyway, I'm really blossoming my geography.
You really are really leaning into
it. What's the terminology? I don't know. I'm learning a lot over here. But she was like, oh yeah, it's so funny. The Czechs are in mainland Texas or something. And I was like, where is that? I forget.
Midland, probably.
Is it Midland? I don't even know.
I don't know why they'd be in Midland, but it is funny to see them all over. And then Messi obviously was in College Station for whatever, and then now Kansas City, they played last night, scored his first hat trick for a World Cup, scoring 3 goals against Algeria.
It was emotional.
Very. And of course, Brittany and Patrick Mahomes front and center. But that's cool. It's just fun to see. And then I was laughing at the reel you sent me, or the TikTok of Victoria Beckham, and like that whole like montage of little clips of her at David Beckham's games. And it's like she never wears a jersey. Back to my question: who buys a jersey? Who wears a jersey? Victoria Beckham's not wearing her own husband's jersey.
She's too cool to wear Beckham on the
She
back
is
of her.
way too cool. Any jersey, yeah, it's so funny. But that was it. It was a good little TikTok.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of viewership, and we had brought this up before, I said before the French Open final that I was curious what the viewership was going to be, since both sides, men's and women's, were like nobodies for the most part. Remember, like all the top players were out. The least watched final in 20 years. The one that did not make the ratings, folks. Kind of wild, but it is what it is. Japan. Their fans amaze me. They're not just in soccer, but other sporting events. You see them stay after to like clean up stadiums or concerts or whatever. Yeah. I love to see it. They literally stayed up cleaning this stadium after their match with the Netherlands. And it's just like ingrained with them. I guess like from when they're little, they don't leave like one trace of anything in their classrooms. And they're just taught to like always clean up from a young age. And I think that's so lovely. And that's why their country's so clean.
I was going to say, I want to go to Japan so badly. Yeah, I saw them all in the stands, but they were like waving their little trash bags around, like ready to, clean up after the game. But just a, classy place. I also saw that when younger kids can travel alone to their school and back and things on, they have like a certain color umbrella and they're traveling. I don't know. I just thought their culture is
very organized here. Yes, I know. I think we need to blend a little bit of Japanese, a little bit of Swiss with like the timeliness and the cleanliness and the respect. Yeah, we could learn a few things.
A lot. Not me. You and I were.
No, not us. We're good, but yeah. But I did see after the Knicks celebrations, there were some friendly New Yorker boys that were there with trash bags helping the street cleaners clean up. I thought that was kind because that probably was a big mess too to have cleaned by morning, but
I'm sure it was absolutely horrific, so good for them.
Yes. Well, upcoming we have obviously more World Cup. We have men's US Open golf this weekend at Shinnecock in New York. 6th time it's been held there, which will be fun to watch. I love saying that. Shinnecock. But that's a pretty course. It'll be fun to watch. Yankees play tonight. The Knicks, I think Jalen Brunson's throwing out the first pitch. If not all of them will be there. But that's kind of cool. Keep it going. Knicks parade will be tomorrow. That'll be interesting. They're replacing all the street signs with Champions Way and the blue and orange. So that's going to be rowdy.
I was going to say, hopefully that doesn't get too rowdy. We'll keep it in check.
For like midday. I guess it's some sort of like, must be their statewide test. I don't remember what it is called. But there were a lot of people like, oh, that's unfortunate for kids that like they can't take part in the parade because it's literally on the day of their like statewide testing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of not fair.
I know.
Are they not out for summer yet? I feel like everybody else is out for summer except for California.
Yeah, West Coast too. Oregon, it was funny seeing all the kids still riding their bikes to school. And, it's a little bit later. And then what else? Oh, I skipped over 2 things that were kind of heartwarming. We'll leave on a high note. Since we didn't hate that much today, but just
just Kim Kardashian and Ghetto People.
And a little bit of Taylor Swift but it's okay. But 2 days after the Spurs lost, Wemby and one of his other teammates were at a San Antonio Children's Hospital just visiting patients. That is the nicest thing ever.
That is, again, after I said I watched a bunch of videos of him being a sore loser, I was like, no, wow, how did that even let me sway my mind? He's such a good guy. Such a good
guy, and could have waited a little longer to do it or whatever. There could have been some excuse or wanting to take time off, but to just show up and be there and turn families and kids' days around who aren't doing so well. I just loved that. And then nurses at a hospital in New York turned a NICU into NICU, like KNICKU, which is so cute. And they outfitted all the kids in little Knicks hats and bows and just brought cheer and excitement again to the families and the kids. Obviously going through a hard time, and the babies don't know it, but just so sweet and cute for the parents. And I just thought that was so, so sweet.
The nurses go above and beyond in general, but that just is probably the sweetest thing I've heard. Little NICU. Aww.
Above and beyond. There's something totally special about a NICU nurse. You have to be top of the top, but then also to deal with the emotions of the family and, have that level of care for the babies and just see all of that. I mean, I really have exactly just massive respect for them. And then College World Series also continues. We didn't touch on that. My Ducks came here and got absolutely crushed.
Oh, no.
Back to Oregon they went. Fly, fly, fly away. And then Texas lost to Georgia twice. They lost again last night to them, so they are out, which was kind of funny. Nobody wants to lose to Georgia, but
Jason
Georgia's good. Georgia's good, but I think Texas probably should have won, but I don't know. You know, I just like Texas to lose sometimes. It's just funny. It's literally just funny.
It's what people aren't expecting you to say. So
exactly. And then the last thing that I need to touch on and ask you about, have you seen Cape Fear or heard about it?
The show?
Yes.
I just saw it on, what's it on? Like Apple? Is it on
yes.
Apple? I just literally saw it on Apple. Is it good? Should I watch it?
I haven't watched it because I'm not really like a psychological thriller person, but people have said it's so good. Martin Scorsese and Steven Spielberg did it, so it's obviously like well done. Javier Bardem is the actor who I like, and it's supposed to be very good. But I've asked everyone said that I know that has watched it has been like, have you seen it? Have you seen it? It's so good. It's so good. But then my first question is it scary? And they're like, no. Because it's not like to pop out at you scary. I think it's just one of those shows where you always think something bad's going to happen or something's going to like pop out. And like that's, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like the lighting and like, so.
Mad Max.
Yes.
Mad Max, the entire movie, the music, you're on edge.
You're like on, yeah, exactly. Suspense. No. So I have not seen it, but I kind of want to watch it because I think once I got into it and like started following the story, it wouldn't scare me. You probably would know what more to anticipate, but I don't know. So maybe we're going to have to give that a try.
Okay.
And then the other one, Maternal Instinct.
Holy shit, that one's insane. Did you watch
Did you watch it? No, I'm not sure that I can. And so Natalie reached out to text me and my dad. And she's like, do not watch this documentary. It is the most disturbing thing ever. And then Jason watched it. He's like, you have to. I'm like, I'm not watching that. Like, what about that do I want to watch? So then I looked up the story just to see like what it's about. And
you did that with The Crash too. I mean, this puts The Crash to shame, but still you like knew everything. Remember the Sharilla case and everything?
Yes, but yeah, I looked up.
Sharilla looked normal.
Exactly. So, I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. You were trying to fake this whole like life with this boyfriend so he doesn't break up with you. You fake a pregnancy, like have all these social media posts and like faked doctor records and everything. Mm-hmm. And then you kill your friend and cut the baby out.
Yeah, spoiler alert for anybody, but yeah, it's absolutely insane. And then try to pass it off as your own that you just birthed the baby. It's
right. I mean, and then when it like they asked about it or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, well, it was an emergency. I had to get it out of her." And then she had been researching how to give C-sections. Mm-hmm. Like what?
This girl is...
And now she's on death row. I mean, that is the sickest
one of like
thing.
7 women or something. It was in Texas, yeah. So one of 7 women. I don't know in the nation or just in Texas, but this girl is batshit crazy.
So was she crazy before? I mean, you have to be off, but like...
I mean, she didn't have... It doesn't sound like she had a lot of friends. She like always was trying to remove herself from like situations. I know she had a hysterectomy or whatever, so that's why everybody was like, she can't even have a kid, so that's already insane. It sounded like she had 2 kids. What was she, 27? She already had 2 kids like previously. So I mean, the girl was kind of off her rocker, to say the least. But she fooled a lot of people. She had to be a little like had to have some charisma. Or I don't know. This poor Wade Griffin guy. He just
right. But I'm trying to say like, what did he see in her to begin with? Like, what was she offering, or like, what was she trying to hide that she already needed to hide? You know.
I don't know. The story, it's one of the craziest things I obviously remember when it happened. I saw a lot of clips of it, but I didn't realize that she had faked or killed the other woman in order to get her baby. You know, I was just like, oh my God, I thought like maybe she stole the baby from somebody.
Was going to live? Like that's...
I don't know. Like that girl is...
And then she said that it was like an emergency and she had to take it, like she was trying to help the friend deliver it, like as if anyone was going to believe that. Like,
yeah, the girl's like cut up on the freaking ground.
Like you don't, like, you don't call 911. You just try to take the baby out. And I mean, I cannot even.
Take this into my own hands, yeah.
Yes.
No, that's, yeah, it sounds like in her whole entire life she had lied. She had a coworker that was talking about how she had lost a baby at the time and the other girl, or what's what's her name? I don't even know her first name. Taylor, I think her was her first name. And she was just like, oh, yeah, relating to the woman saying, oh, I just had my kid pass away too. And it was like, no, you didn't. Like, she just like was like a manipulative liar. Her whole life was a lie. So
wow.
You should watch it. I mean, I know he just kind of went over everything and I told you a lot about it, but it was crazy. It made that Mackenzie Shirillo, because that was obviously the last one I'd watched, The Crash, made that documentary look like she was not an angel, but like she was a halfway decent person.
Yeah.
You know? So it's crazy.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Any others that you've watched? Or
I was going to mention that one because that one was just so insane. Trying to think what else I've watched. No, I know there's a couple ones like that one that came out. I know there's another Apple one. No, but we're always looking for new ones.
You should try Cape Fear. Maybe we'll both watch that. We can.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can circle back next week and discuss what our thoughts are.
Yes.
If we like it or not.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, enjoy the rest of your week. We'll be back next week. Go USA. Go soccer.
Go football.
Football. Yeah.
I always think of what was it? Barron Trump, and he's always like, give me my suitcase or something in that little video. And I'm like, football. We're going to watch the football.
So funny. All right. Well, we'll talk to you later.
Ta-ta. Ciao.
Adios.
Hasta luego.